Hello there, it's me, Unstable Voltage. Welcome to a little treat for you. I have been given access, I guess quite a few people have, to an early version of Endless Legend 2. Endless Legend was a great little, not even sure if little's doing it justice, but it was a great 4X game developed by Amplitude Studios. They used to be a part of Sega, but they're now going independent, although this is being published by Hooded Horse. So a big thank you to Hooded Horse for sending this over to me. And there's been a few games in the Endless series. So there was, I think the first one was Endless Space. And then, which is kind of like almost a precursor to Stellaris. There was Endless Space, there was Endless Legend, I believe there was Endless Dungeon as well, which was kind of like a roguelike thing set in the same universe. There was an Endless Space 2, and now we're on to Endless Legend 2. So this is a really early version. There's only 2 factions available. I think we're limited to 125 turns, but we're not going to get anywhere close to that. At this stage, because it's really early on, I'm not going to be delving too deeply into it. I just wanted to be able to show you what it is. So let's go ahead and hit play. I'm going to have a new game. So we have 2 options. Basically, this has actually changed since I booted it up last night. I think when I booted it up last night, this menu was different. So it's already changed. So there's only 2 options that we can play as here. We've got the Kin of Sheridan, and we have the Aspects. And the Aspects look cool. There are these like weird half robot, half coral creatures. We've also got Necrophages in here, who are an unplayable race in this demo. But we're not going to go ahead and mess around with anything else. We're just going to go and jump straight in, basically. I can change my colour here, right? That was weird. I can go into customization and pick the colour here. I was going to say this was all on that main menu when I tried this last night. So they're definitely throwing out the updates. But there we are, we're ready to go. Let's go and hit start. So there's quite a few... I'm not going to go through the cinematic because we've only got a limited amount of time, and the cinematic will be available online. It doesn't really matter all that much. Subjects of the illuminated realm join me. The dieback is behind us, the aspects are recovering, and the vast oceans of Saida beckon to us. We shall seed the coral once more, building an empire to soothe the agonies of Saida. The harmonies of our chorus will drown out the cacophony of chaos. Begin your legend. So one of the things about this game that is really, really cool is that you start with high tide levels, high oceans, which means there's not that much land mass available. But as the game goes on, the oceans and the waters start to recede, uncovering more land and more resources, which is a really, really cool idea. So let's just go ahead and go through what the game's telling us to do here. Take time to explore and choose the best location to found your first city. That city will receive a prepared settlement bonus for each turn you spend. Currently 0 turns. So this is a great little compensation for actually not settling on turn 1. If you're used to playing 4X games like Civilization, you'll know that you nearly always want to settle right away. Maybe you can delay it for 1 turn or even 2 if there's a really, really sweet spot right next to you, but most of the time you just end up getting behind, and if you take too long, there's also the possibility your settler gets killed and you're out of the game before you even get your first city. So this actually gives us a little bit of a reprieve by saying if we spend longer looking for a spot to settle, we'll actually get a prepared settlement bonus, which will give us more food, more industry, more dust, which is the game's equivalent of currency, science, and influence. We've got a couple of armies here to begin with. So this army here has our leader, which is Polmathon Steadfast. And we've also got a unit of sentries here, which are basically just sort of like stealthy archers, like rangers almost. And then we've got this unit over here, which is a envoy. It's more like a little scout really, but it can be useful as part of an army. And we've got various things around the map that give us food, and just like you see in most 4X games, like different tiles on the map are going to give you different levels of food and production and stuff like that. Our armies are limited to 4 units per stack to begin with, but you can get the 5th and 6th slot in those stacks unlocked. Okay, so we need to go and find somewhere to settle our city. If we actually go and click the Found Capital button down here, it'll actually show us some of the places that we could grab. This one's actually a really nice spot. It has 19 food right off the bat there. If we were to grab this one, we would have some more production, which could be slightly more useful, but the food will really get us going. So we'll go ahead and settle our city over here on turn 1. I don't mind doing that. And then we need to go off and do some exploration. So you can see here we've got the city. These are all of the tiles that we own. You can only build on what are called the foundation tiles, which are... There's certain tiles that are highlighted in white. No, sorry, these ones. These are the... if you click on districts, the white tiles are the ones that you can actually build on. These are foundation tiles. If you want to be able to build on any more of the tiles, you need to place foundation, which costs influence, which is another resource that we gather. So right at the start, we can actually choose what to build. We only have a couple of options because our tech only allows us to build either a farm, which will give us food, or we can build a forum, which will give us influence. So we want to build food. This tile will give us 3. These tiles only give us 2, so this is going to be the better one to build on. Let's go and build a farm. It is saying it's going to take 22 turns, which is like, ouch, because we don't have a lot of production there. But we will get some more production as time goes on. So let's just get back out of here, and we'll actually go and have a look at our units. So... we could go in opposite directions and explore the map with them all separately, but let's just go and try and put everyone together so we've got a single stack here. Our army's right there. We don't have any movement left on this army right now, so we will pick our tech. So we actually start with a couple of techs explored. We've got Voice of the Masses, which unlocks the forum, and we've got fencing, which unlocks the farm. So we start with those. And then we've got a couple of different options. We can go with things that give us more towards the economy side of things that help us with exploration, things that help us with combat and defense, and things that help with society. And then you go on through those different tech levels into higher tiers that unlock more and more stuff as you go. Right now, we are in the sort of entry level of things. So we could get Civil Order, which will unlock communal habitations that give us approval on the capital. We probably want to go into economy and get the workshop, because that will unlock works, and works will allow us to get some more production, and we definitely need some of that right now. It's a little bit annoying here. From what I remember last night, if you hit end turn, it doesn't close this window automatically, so you can kind of miss what's going on. Well, we're already on turn 2. We can see something over here, so let's select our army and just go check that out, see what it is. 10 science. Nice, got that nice and early on. Yeah, we can't move very far in the beginning, so we are going to be tiptoeing around for a few turns here. So workshop research, that was nice and quick because we got that bonus from the science bonus from that thing we just found on the map. So we've now got that new technology. Also gives us manual labour. So let's go ahead and confirm that. So we can now go and grab another tech. We'll get a reminder to do that in a minute. We do have movement back on this unit. So let's go and scout around a little. Doesn't look like there's too much to uncover here. So these dotted white lines, these are the borders of the adjacent territories, the adjacent provinces that we could grab. There's something down here actually next to our starting location, so we should head back at that and have a look. You do still have one movement remaining, so let's get you moving back just to go and see what that is. And in terms of tech, we probably also want to pick up currency as well. Yeah, let's go pick up currency. It won't take very long. I always remember to close that before hitting end turn. So we've gained a population, and that basically just means now we'll have extra yields coming in. So you can see that farm was going to take 22 turns. We've only got about 3 turns into the game, and it's gone down from 22 to 9 because we've got the extra population that's giving us some more industry here. So we can see what our output is. We're getting 15 food per turn, although food food is being consumed as well. We have industry, so we're getting some production coming in from artisans in the district. We do have some dust coming in, some science, and a tiny little bit of influence. And our population is half content. Got a few notifications up here just telling us that the workshop's been researched. These are just things that we've done on the map, so not overly important because we've already seen that happen. Let's just go ahead and grab this army. I do want to bring the army back down here to explore what is down on this tile. We've still got to wait for that to finish. It's going to take a little bit of time. Ah, something has appeared on the map. Looks like it was some sort of coral that just popped up. Something definitely happened. Yeah, what tile has coral on it? So that's actually giving us some dust, which is our currency. So I think it's one of the unique abilities of this particular faction. Let's go ahead and move you on to here. So on Pelemephon, which is our ruler, it didn't even let me read all that properly. The steadfast for 10 turns, on the sentry for 10 turns, and on the envoy for 10 turns. So basically it just gives us more movement, right? The army's capacity of your... tell me what it is. I think it just allows us to move more quickly, which is nice. Let's go ahead and head over in this direction and see if there's anything else here that we can grab. There probably is. So this is Plegoria the Innumerable. So we've met the other aspect leader. He wants a non-aggression pact. Let's go friendly, at least with the the one who's the same race as us, and maybe we'll go aggressive if we meet the others. We have a quest that requires our attention. The illuminated realm of the aspects is at its lowest ebb for centuries, devastated and desperate. Several months ago, the web of coral that stretched across the island and into the seas beyond experienced a dieback, the likes of which had never been witnessed. Reefs withered and blackened, only a pitiful handful of coral shells remained. The chorus, the shared mind where all aspects come together in thought, atrophied as well. Good news, Plero. Against all odds, we survive. Reefborn has been built anew. It is a shadow of itself, and our once mighty chorus is but a discordant whisper. We lost many in the dieback, that is true, but a handful of us persist, and we will rebuild the chorus as well. We were complacent, my friend. Were we complacent, my friend? We called it the Illuminated Realm, a land of plenty and bliss, but we were blind to the coming ruin. Good questions, of course, but they can wait. And remember, you have barely donned the robes of office. Power laid in others' hands, so stop feeling guilty. Thank you, Krytalon. You were right. I look back in pity, not ahead in hope. I forget the balance, the harmony. What do you recommend with your experience? Everything begins with the coral. We must grow new fields immediately and find new varieties immune to the blight. We are not yet saved. So we've got our first mission, which is to build Coral Spore 2 times. Okay, so let's go ahead and begin that quest. It'll give us some more information about that in a moment. This army needs to... You've used all your movements, so let's just hit the end turn phase. Okay, so I've seen... There's that build Coral Spore. So Coral Spore will start generating coral. Dust cost will increase for each structure already owned within the coral grower capacity. So it basically is like a camp. It allows us to grab more territory on the map. We have found a minor faction here, the Daughters of Boar. We could just go in and do the attacks. Let's go in and do the attacks so I can show combat. When you click on one of these, you do have the option to bribe them if you have enough money. You can parlay with them to try and get them to give you quests, or you can just go in and do the attack. We're going to go in and do the attack so you can see what we've got here. We are slightly more powerful. Our power rating is 273. Theirs is 197. You can just go and use instant resolution on this, which is basically just an AI outcome, which is going to decide who wins. I can't even see where their units are, which is interesting. But what we can do is we can deploy our units around. So we're going to move a little bit closer. Can I move you anywhere? I can't really move this unit much further forward, so we'll kind of have to keep these units at the back. We do have ranged units, so I do want to sort of keep the high ground where I can. But everyone's quite far away here. So we'll go ahead and do the battle manually. Yeah, they have got a few melee units there. So if we were to mouse over one of the targets, you can see it's got this curved line with a little cross appearing above it, which basically means we're out of range. If we could get in range and take the shot, it should move us in. So we can move over here, for example. Now we are in range of a shot, but we've used our movement. Yeah, we've used our movement, but we can still take one shot. I can hit both of them from here, actually. We do about the same damage on either, so let's go for that one. Not sure I can get my hero close enough to take the shot here. Oh, we can just, but he's only going to be able to hit the one closest to us. That is fine. And this unit is a bit weedy, but let's put it here, and it should hopefully block this unit from coming forward. We could attack, but we're just going to go and put defensive stance on. So the enemy's going to get to attack. They are moving some units in. We did take a little bit of damage on the rangers there. Let's at least try and take one unit out if we can. Can we move in with you and grab that? Yes, we can. Normally, I think if you occupy the enemy's camp for a whole turn, you win the battle anyway. Let's do some more damage to you. Should have probably backed up with that unit, but they've only got one that can damage us now. That hurt quite a lot, and we are now injured, so we're not going to be able to do as much damage as we were before. Definitely do the attack with you. Let's back right out of there. We will take a retaliation hit on that, unfortunately. Oh, he actually got us. He wiped the unit out. Well, that's no good. We do have the high ground here, so let's do that. Lost a unit already. Well, good job I'm not microing here. These guys hit pretty hard. I'll give them that. Okay, let's get you taken out. Oh, no, they survived. Okay, well, we can grab them. There we go. So we win. We lost a unit. That sucks because the sentries were pretty cool, but we did get some dust from that. That's okay. We can't move any further. Influence and foundations provided by city districts. Influence is stockpiled at the empire level. This resource is key for diplomacy with other empires. But influence is also essential for extending your cities by creating more foundations. This is what it wants us to do here, is use some of our influence to pick another foundation tile. From time to time, it's good for your city economy to create foundations that will exploit more terrain tiles and will prepare for new districts later. To do so, you can click on one of the highlighted terrain tiles. It will cost you the indicated amount of influence to instantly create a foundation. Well, these tiles aren't great, are they? We've got one science and one production up here. We've got some food. This one's 2 production. I think that we need the production more than anything, so we'll go ahead and grab that one. Let's go and get out of there. I'm going to need to build a new unit here. Currency has now been researched. Let's go and see if we can build a unit. We can get a sentry. It will take 10 turns. Let's get another one. Let's queue 2 of them up, actually. Now, that they share the same queue, so they won't get built until this farm is done. You can reorder things on this queue, so I could go in here, and I could, for example, get a... which would be the best tile to get, probably? The one we've just bought. We could go ahead and get a workshop, and we could reorder those tiles just to speed things up. We could even possibly do it that way. Get the workshop before finishing the farm. But I think we'll just let the farm finish as is. We've now got currency. Don't think we can move into the second phase yet. So what here might be useful for us? Scavenging. 25% gains on battle spoils and experience on new units and cities. That could be very useful for us, especially as we're just about to build a couple of new units. Well, not exactly just about. So this is the other faction. We see beneficial relations ahead. Their attitude changed to friendly. Nice. Yeah, so we took a little bit of damage here. But if we move down into this area, we should now have the option to build one of these coral spores, and we can pick where we put that. Let's go ahead and pop it on here, sort of right in the middle. And we want to go down here and grab this, which I think is going to be more science. There's another one here we can grab as well. Lots of stuff on the map that you can interact with to do things. Here's some units coming in. These belong to these guys. These are the Daughters of Boar, so maybe we don't want to get too involved in that fight if we can help it. I'm guessing we can move out of there. I'm not sure if that aborts the coral thing being built. Found city charts. But yeah, I wanted to move away from them a little bit anyway. Yeah, I can't get back on that tile on this turn, but we'll check it out next turn. I'm still learning. Again, I've only got access to this last night, so I've not done a huge amount to it. And yeah, it doesn't look like that actually built, so we are going to have to sit on the tile for a little amount of time if we want to build that up. Let's go and do it on this tile, just because it's a bit further away from that army that's skulking around, and I won't feel quite as pressured by them for doing that. So yeah, this is going to take a number of turns. They may come and attack us actually, or they may just go over there to the camp. We'll want to explore that. We'll want to explore this. I could just leave that unit there on his own, to be honest, and we could go and grab this unit and move it out of the army. I think so, anyway. Yes. So we could go ahead and use this unit to do some exploration for us. We've got spiral crabs. These are quite... The graphics are really, really nice on this. They've done a really, really good job of making everything look unique and colourful. There's the scavenging research done. That was nice and quick, actually. Let's grab this. That gives influence. Okay, and we've seen another one of those up to the north, so we know we can get some more influence doing that. And we've got our coral grower. So, evolving coral spores. By spending influence, you evolve your coral spore into a camp in order to claim the territory. Note that, like coral spores, aspect camps also have the ability to generate coral. Or Carl if you've watched The Walking Dead. So if we click on this, we can evolve it into a camp for 60 influence. We do have enough influence to do that, so let's just do that instantly. And basically now this is the camp, and it claims this tile for us. So cool. We are going to want to move up to the north and grab this. So let's start moving in that direction. And we need to do new tech. Still can't move to tech 2 yet. What's this one that's got our specific icon? And this technology is specific to your faction. Ascetism unlocks 1 Protectorate slot. 5 additional defense while defending a unit. Okay, civil order. Keystones unlocks the district, the market bridge, and the defended bridge, which gives us basically more dust and more fortification defences, along with approval and influence. This is the scientific charter, which unlocks the laboratory, which gives us more science. That might be worth getting early on while we can make the most use of it. Let's end the turn. My army's really not an army right now, so I've got to be a little bit careful about what I do and where I go. Yeah, let's grab that. That's another 30 influence. And I don't think that is something I can grab, or maybe it is. Looked like something happened there. Okay, I can still move this unit a little. Let's try and get the army reformed. How are things going over here? The farm is finished. We're now on the works. There's a tile down here we can grab, actually. We should go over and have a look at that. Another population over here. That's just going to speed things up. Do not like the fact that they have a unit over here. They actually want to attack me. Now, what I can do... I'd prefer not to be in this fight. But I should be able to cancel that out and bring another unit in. Is this unit actually part of the fight? Yes, you are, because you're a reinforcement. I think we're just going to retreat. We will take some damage. I don't think I'm strong enough to take that fight on yet. So let's not do it if we don't have to. We'll end the turn. I don't think they'll come out of the camp after us, but I could be wrong. I am wrong. They're coming out of the camp after me. I can just keep retreating. Or we can go for diplomacy, actually. We can try and get a non-aggression pact with them. Oh, that's the treaty we've already got. That's with these guys. No, I don't want to do anything with you, but yeah, we've got to deal with this. So we can just try and retreat. We would bring this unit in. Yeah, we're actually really weak in terms of being a leader. They are... Do you know what? Let's give it a go and see if we can do it, because they are melee units. So if we can keep our distance and kite them around, we might be able to get some hits in on them. We're all the way down here. Oh, they're going in for my settlement. So we are just going to have to basically run in and chase after them. Right, they're coming closer to me now. This could end poorly. Let's attack with you. We don't have high ground, unfortunately. Oh, we did move up to there to attack them anyway. Now, can we back up without getting hit? If we back up, we will take a hit from them. Right, we did manage to do some damage to them there. They have upper ground. I'm now injured. This is not a good spot to be in. Right, let's get your health down. And then we can finish that unit off. You're going to go for my ruler, aren't you? That was cheap. That was very cheap. Well, it doesn't end the game. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to win this one. This will be embarrassing if it doesn't go my way. I know I should have just retreated. They're moving around onto higher ground. Yeah, there isn't really anything that I can do to defend from this. At least I don't think there is. And they're going to kill me off. Okay, well now we'll get to see what happens when you lose a battle. So that's my last unit gone. We'll acknowledge the defeat. A defeated hero. Don't worry, your hero isn't dead forever. After a few turns and little dust, they can be revived on the hero screen. Okay, so it's not sort of ended the game for us. We're starting to get some coral growing from here. It doesn't mean we can't do any sort of scouting and exploration, which is a little bit annoying. Let's just have a look in the city here. We will have some new units coming soon. We could go and get some improvements on district. You can improve some of your existing districts by building a previously researched improvement on the district. Most improvements need to be built on specific district type and only one per city. So, for example, we could build... Well, we've already got a farm here anyway. We can build the community improvement, which will give us more food. Right, I get it. Okay, we're not too bothered about that right now. Let's just end the turn. You really want to get some more units in more quickly. We can spend dust to just speed things up. How much would it cost us to buy a unit? 250, that's a lot. Let's speed up the works, because then that will speed up how quickly we can grab these units. And I've accidentally just undone a unit there. Let's go ahead and do that. We probably will want to get one of these as well. It's all going to be slow going. Let's end the turn. Yeah, it just sort of leaves me on the city screen. I can afford it. Do you know what? We need to do something, so let's go and just grab that unit. And then we can go and try and explore these other tiles and get the bonuses. The Dishonest Soldier. What is this? Plegoria the Innumerable. Most galling news. One of the soldiers who searched for the site has been found with stolen trinkets. Most disappointing. I couldn't agree more. They've been a dedicated servant to the aspects. This is most out of character, but we cannot overlook the crime. What would we do? We can execute them. The thief will pay, but their comrades will sharpen up. We can investigate, perhaps there's a good reason for this misconduct, so we get an item. Or we can punish them, which gives us some coral. I think we'll just investigate. Let's not be hasty. Interrogate the soldier. See if there's anything at the bottom of this beyond pure greed. I will have a word. What did you find? A troubling tale, if I'm honest. The soldier's brother is most sick, and the medicine keeping him alive costs a fortune. Profiteering, I'm afraid. They were most ashamed of their actions, gave back the valuable prize they'd scavenged from another site. It could be useful. Okay, so we've got some hero equipment now. Good. We do now have this army here. We are going to have to take these out. If I am strong enough to... It's saying that we might just be able to do this. It's risky. But we will get to go first, technically, because we're the attacker. Where is their army? I can't even see them. Does it not even show me where they are on the map? I want to make sure I have as high ground as possible. They must be over here somewhere. I can deploy here. Right, they are over there. So if I move to here, how far can they move? They've got a movement of 3. 1, 2, 3. They could attack me if I was standing there, but they can't attack me if I'm standing here. Defensive. Are they going to move closer? Yes, they are. So they can... if I move... They could move 1, 2, 3. What's my firing range? If I move back just a little, they will close the gap, but I think because I got the first hit in, I'm likely to take them out. Although they do a lot of damage, I'll give them that. Didn't injure them. And they're efficient against range. Oh, I can't believe they took that unit out again. Those units are so good. There's the laboratory researched. Okay, I'm going to have to... I can't even afford to just rush that one now. I've got to be more careful with these units. So we've got the scientific charter. Let's go ahead and get stonework. I think having some fortification on the capital is probably going to be required, given the amount of battles I'm losing here. Our hero has now revived. Excellent. Now, our hero's quite weak. However, we do have hero equipment now. So if we go here, we've got this plate that gives them 80 health and 12 defense. There we go. Make them a little bit stronger. Can we give them a companion? What difference does this make? Looks like later on you can unlock abilities with them. That's quite interesting. Soulmate who can share the hero's burdens. Can't get any friends yet. We could pick a nemesis. Okay. And they have a skill tree as well, but we don't have any hero points yet on this character, which is a little disappointing. Yeah, I want to clear these guys out because they're annoying me a lot. So let's get over here. And I do have the movement to get in there, actually. I can get next to it. They might come out and attack me. Oh no, we can do this. Oh no, now they've got 2 units again. Why do they seem to keep constantly getting more units? Let's end the turn. They're probably going to come and attack me now. They didn't. Can I afford to rush this unit? Yes, I can, and I'm burning through all of my dust, but that's okay, because we really need to make sure that we've got a decent-sized army over here to deal with these things. Let's leave you there for now. Ah, there's that unit on its own. That was the one that I was trying to get.
Rain clouds darken the sky's aspects, while rifts scar the lands. The The balance between life and death is at stake.
Thought I'd leave that little cutscene in there. So, yeah, now the waters are starting to recede, and you'll see we've got more land around us than we had before. What was ocean is now giving us a little bit of extra ground. So, we need to move this unit. Attacking into here is still a risk. I think I'd like to get another unit before I do that. We still need to go and set up one of these, another one of these coral things. So I'll probably do it up here to the north, see what we can find. We have council seats we can appoint now. You can freely appoint, revoke and move councillors between seats. The council will be locked again at the end of the current turn. Select a seat to appoint a councillor from either your empire's notables or your heroes. Okay. So you would reduce the industry cost of districts. You would increase the amount of dust and industry we gain on the capital, but reduce the amount of dust and industry on camps and cities other than the capital. You give us extra influence per camp, but reduce the influence cost for assimilate and cohabitation actions. And you give us experience on new units and cities. I'm building units, so just having the straight up industry and dust I think is probably going to be the best one for me right now. And I can't appoint another one, so that's fine. We don't want to reassign the council. We're happy there. We are done. That should speed things up a little bit. We've got this unit. I think we are going to go ahead and grab another sentry. Yeah, look, we can get them in just a few turns now. So let's build up a decent-sized army that we can actually use. And in the meantime, we will go and try and grab any... Oh, we've got to go the long way around to get that one. That's fine. We can do that. Let's end the turn. So we've got another unit here. Let's get you guys together in the same group, and we'll keep trying to move you over here if we can, and then we'll go and deal with those camps. We're getting some coral growth, which is really good for us because it boosts the dust output on the tiles. We can get that. Oh, that's nice. Plus 58 dust, 50 health, 2 movement. Let's start bringing you back. Once we get that extra sentry, we'll probably go and hit these camps again, because we'll have a 4 stack at that point. Looks like there's something there we can go and explore as well. Let's end that turn. What have we got here? More dust and health and stuff. Okay, let's start trying to get you guys together. Now, we probably want to build something else here, or we can upgrade a new tile. There are some really good tiles that we could potentially build on, but we need to get foundations on some of these. That gives us a little production, that gives us a little food. Down here, this one would give us a little food. Quite expensive to grab that though. Let's keep... they're all quite expensive, aren't they? Let's get this one because I think production is going to be better for us. And we can get a district on there. We can go ahead and build the works. So let's do that. We can move our unit. So, yeah, let's put you down here. We'll go and start clearing out these camps because I've had it with these guys and killing my units. Stonework has now been researched. Let's put you together. Yeah, we want to go and clear this one out probably first, but let's see if that camp is cleared out. We still have this one down here. Foundation creation. At some point you'll need to create foundations. Yeah, we need to do that down here. We can attach it to a city if we want to as well. Select a city this camp will be attached to. We can afford to do that. So we can attach it to Reefborn. So now it just makes our territory a little bit bigger. Can't get across there on this turn. Got a new tech. Can we move into the second lot of stuff yet? No, we haven't got into the next era, so we do need to unlock some more stuff. So we probably... Let's get some approval on the capital, because I don't think we have a lot going on there right now. Yeah, approval's not great. It seems you play little part. It seems you play little part in Saeda's fate. Their attitude has changed to indifference. Oh, that's nice of them, isn't it? Okay, let's go and deal with these guys now. Nobody actually here in this one, so we're fine. So we'll start working our way back down here. And that turn, actually getting a decent amount of dust. I can probably afford, even without a leader, because you don't need a hero or a leader to have an army, so we could go ahead and get some more units. We don't have a great number of units to choose from. We can manage our population, so you can move people around to produce more food, or to produce more production, or to produce more science. You've always been able to do this in the endless games, just moving the production around. So if I wanted to grow my population and have more of these slots to fill, I could go and move these ones into food, for example. We wouldn't have any production here and everything would be really slow, but it would speed up our growth. But we'll leave it as it was for now, because I think that's reasonably balanced. Looks like the weather's changing a little. And there we go. Oh, so there's the sea. I thought the sea had already receded, but now the sea's going down. So you can actually see that more land is being uncovered. Yeah, Tidefall has occurred. Right, let's get these units moving around. Yeah, that was a little bit slow. Don't know if they've still got that unit, that army in there. They may have. We'll probably be able to start picking techs from the second tier now. We've got buildings popping up that we've finished. What have we got here? Protectorate ready. Protectorate can be formed with the daughters of Bora. Do we want to do that? Let's move in here. Yeah, the army's actually gone now. I might want to go over here and try and grab this territory, because we do still need to complete this quest that we've got. Let's end the turn. Yeah, let's get moving over here. Movement does feel quite slow. Minor faction has been discovered. I've also noticed this unit sometimes where the unit flags kind of bounces around on the screen in a bit of a random way. We'll grab this first. And we've got a new unit. We can do a bit of exploration with you, I suppose. A bit of scouting. Let's end the turn. Okay, you're going to grab that. That gives us some science. And yeah, where do we want to grab one of these? I think we'll grab it on that tile. We're not going to be able to do it for a few turns, but that's okay. We'll grab that. Got the Unseeing Seers. Cohabitation effects unlocks negotiable Huron-im. Plus 10 influence per pacified villages under the Protectorate of the Empire. I think that unlocks a unit for us as well. Have you still got movement left? Yeah, you have. Nice. Don't think there's anything up here that we need. There's another nice thing there, but kind of got to go a long way round to get to that. But we can head over there. Got the Xavius, Xavius? Yeah, must be right. Like fortification for pacified villages. Can we, I think you actually have to have a hero next to them to initiate diplomacy. That's okay. Civil order's now researched. And now we're in a new era, right? So we've got enough techs to unlock the next tech. Some interesting stuff going on down here. Another minor faction discovered. That's these guys. Lots of stuff here. So what we can do now, We can still, if we want to, research the last things that are in the first era, but we can also now hop over into the second era and research these things. So we can get shock tactics, we can go and get coral amplifier. You'll notice that a lot of these have got the same icon. These are the ones that are specific to our faction. It might just be that these are placeholders, because these icons don't look anywhere near as good quality as the other ones. Again, the game is not out yet. This is an early version, so there are probably going to be lots of things in here that are unfinished. Do not be surprised if you see them. We can get mine shafts, unlocks district titanium mine, glass steel mine. Haven't seen any of these resources on the map yet. They're probably underwater, and they've probably got uncovered during the receding of the water. We can go and get Creed, gives us approval on City Hall. Seed Bank gives us more food. Labourer's Hut, Granary, Toil in the Fields. Probably want to go for that one. It's going to take quite a while. Again, we could have finished off some stuff in here, but there's nothing major that was needed. And still growing coral. These guys have become friendly again now. They're flip-flopping all over the place. Yeah, let's try and keep this army sort of together. I don't know if they necessarily need to be. Let's move them that way, that's fine. So you were working on that. It got cancelled, I think, for some reason. Yeah, we'll do it on that tile and end the turn. Somebody wants to talk to us. Good news from the Economic Front Councillor. Of a kind, our mining hub, Reefbourne, is a surplus of precious ores. I suggest we let a skilled local artist use them to produce a beautiful collection that honours the aspects. What kind of pieces are we talking about? Cutting edge, contemporary art, abstract forms with sharp lines, and sculptured points that speak to the aspects collective subconscious. On-trend stuff. Intriguing. Modern art should be supported. Get 225 influence. Adapt for the market and sell. Gain 250 dust. Or the artist should produce a weapons collection. Which looks like it gives us more minimum and maximum damage. Yeah, I think we want to do a bit more damage here. Customize attachments for the arms of each of the aspects heroes. They'll be whirring dervishes of pain for our enemies. Brilliant. Okay. What have we got going on here? You are going to grab that, whatever it is. Gives us some science. I really love the art in this. It's really, really nice. Like, because there are so many 4X games that are essentially all just, you know, maps on hex grids, it's really nice when they can do something a little bit different. And I love the art style of this particular faction as well. And this is one of the other things with the Endless game. Endless Legend was the same, which is the factions do play somewhat asymmetrically. So you won't always get the same gameplay experience depending on which side you are playing as. One more turn to grab that. So if we end the turn. The Great Dieback. The spore planted the first shoots of coral cracked through the soil. Healthy and radiant. Beautiful sight, I must say. One that makes the old circuits hum. Because we've just completed that quest, right? We've built the second coral reef. And no sign of disease. None. Relax, Plero. Our new variety appears to be immune so far to the blight. Soon the chorus will sing again. So that gives us approval on Reefbourne. The coral remains healthy. We must take advantage of this time, Plero, not waste its potential. But many things weigh upon us. Construction, defence and research. We are so weak. Should we prioritise alliances or impress with might? Research the other corals or slow down, Plero, breathe. Harmony and balance. Ever since the chorus failed, I've been anxious. I've never realised how much that constant roar soothed me. None of us did. And you weren't named Plegoria, the innumerable, for nothing. Nobody could better decipher the chorus. Now one thing at a time. So we gain an envoy unit. Oh no, that's the reward for the next one, which is to build 3 foundations in Reefbourne. That's not going to be too difficult. We've got plenty of influence. What foundations do we... What does landscaping do? Does that let us change... transform given tiles into their active territory into a new tile type. Okay. Foundations. What do we want to grab? Again, they're not great tiles. We could get another one over here that's got 3 food on it. Yeah, let's grab that one. And then we could put a farm there. Because we're not building anything else at the moment anyway. Now we've got this unit. Yeah, you guys just go and join up. I don't know what I'm going to do with this army right now. It doesn't hurt to have another army. We can't evolve you into a camp because we don't have enough of the resource. Can do a bit of exploration though. Not on this turn. Yeah, mostly in our own territory. There is something up there that we want to go and grab, so let's move you together and put you into a single army, and we'll get you working your way over there. It's going to take a while. And there are some enemy units there. Maybe we don't want to get too close to those. I don't know. Something there we can explore. Okay, that's a lot of stuff. You found some charts. This curiosity provided the following yields. Is that just extra vision, an extra movement, an extra damage, from what I can tell? Let's see, Xavius again. So there's a few factions here that we can explore out. Protectorate ready. Let's put the Daughters of Bora in there, because we do have some of their cities, or camps. You have no active Protectorate agreements with minor factions. Establish a Protectorate over an available minor faction to gain unique effects and access to new constructibles in your empire. So we can do that. There we go. It's going to cost me 5 influence per turn, but that's okay. And we've got a couple of their camps within our territory. There's one here, there's one there. They've been subdued. This one's not showing that it's subdued, but it should be. We could go over there and attack this thing. It seems like a big risk, doesn't it? Oh, that's a lot of units. Maybe we leave these guys alone. They've got a lot of units up there. I'm not necessarily interested in getting involved in that. There's some stuff over here that we can grab. Getting a lot of dust now. Looks like they're moving a few units my way. We've discovered glass steel now. Their attitude is changed to friendly. I thought it already was. So is that the glass steel there? I feel like I don't always get the tooltips come up when I mouse over things. Do I need to uncheck that? Yeah, that's the glass steel deposit. That's dust magma, so that gives us dust. That gives us science, but it's also a resource. This is an ancient bunker that gives us food production science and can't remember what the resource is called for happiness. Approval. Gives us approval. Yeah, let's go over there and grab that, which is what we were planning to do. Just coastal waters. Something in there, isn't there? And we'll move this army around. Oh, are we being attacked? Looks like we're being attacked. Okay. Guess this is what we're doing. We are the stronger army here. Looks like we're being attacked by some kind of animals. They're moving first because they are the attacker. So we've got some units here on higher ground. Let's move there. Not going to do a lot of damage here. But we can move forwards and attack. Yeah, just can't quite get a good reach in. These things have got a lot of health. And we'll put this unit on to defensive. Well, that hurt. This unit is injured. but if we can take them out, we should. This unit, I think we should still defend. Can we back up with you without taking damage? No, we can't. Because we could go back up onto higher ground. We're going to take a hit from them anyway, so we might as well just back up and risk taking the hit. And then we can hit them from just a little bit higher up. We might lose this unit here. Oh no, they did. They just survived that. So yeah, we've taken some damage, but we can finish them off. Providing nobody else attacks us. And we gain some dust and we gain some influence from that. But yeah, that did leave us with a bit of a loss there. And our hero's leveled up now. So we have our skill tree. Select a specific skill or attribute to consider spending on your hero points on it. Don't worry, you'll have a chance to change it before you leave this screen. Validate spending your hero points by selecting the confirm button. So yeah, you spend one or the other. You can either put them into might, resilience, intuition or determination, or you can pick one of these skills. Again, looks like a lot of these might just be placeholder icons. Recovery shot. When using this active skill on a friendly unit, it restores health equal to 40% of the hero's max damage to the target unit. So, okay, he's got a heal. Adds 5 damage to a non-hero ranged units in the army and adds an extra damage chance per intuition. That actually could be really useful. So we've potentially got a heal there or a damage booster. Gains more experience in battle. Defense for units. I think we'll just take the heal. I think that's a good one for him to have. Let's go ahead and do that. So it gives us another ability down there. He's got quite a few already. Like passive skills. Scoped shot. When using this active skill on an enemy unit, I didn't even see that I'd got that active ability. Okay, that's fine. Well, we've confirmed that. This army's going to go up here and grab this. There's 20 science. And yeah, you probably do want to get out of here a little. Feel wherever you go could be difficult. And the same for you. You're kind of in deep in enemy territory now. Let's move you out. And we have an idle city or camp. There is a city or camp that is not building anything. Okay. Good point. We do have new units now. We have the ability to get the observer unit, which is a cavalry, and we can also get the huntress units from the Daughters of Boar because they're a protectorate. So let's go ahead and get an observer unit. More tech, and it probably doesn't really matter because I'm at the hour point on this video, which is a great place to stop. The point of me doing this was I really just wanted to introduce you to the game. If you're not familiar with the Endless series or Endless Legend, keep your eye on it. If you like games like Civilization, like Age of Wonders, like Old World, like Humankind, then this is one that you're probably going to want to keep your eye on because you will most likely get many, many hours of enjoyment out of it. It'll be nice to see what the other factions are. Like I said, there's only 2 factions available in this limited demo, and the factions all do play slightly differently, so you're going to get a different game experience every time. And if it's anything like the original Endless Legend, they will add more factions in over time, whether or not they end up being free updates or probably paid DLC, because that's usually the way it goes. But I seem to remember from the previous one, they were pretty reasonable, and again, they used to be under Sega's umbrella. Now they're independent but being published by Hooded Horse. So I think we're going to see quite a bit of support for this game post-launch. But there we are. This is Endless Legend 2. Thanks a lot for watching. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Please do consider leaving a like or a comment below. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing to get updates about my latest videos. A big thank you to my supporters. Although you are few, your support is really appreciated. You can see their names in the end slate at the end of this video. So thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you on the next video, and until then, goodbye for now.